Hi, good morning. Merry Christmas to the people who are celebrating Christmas. As for me, well, I celebrate Christmas, and it is my favorite time of the year. However, it's like most times very sad and painful for me. However, it's very nice, and I enjoy what I can enjoy out of it. But it's quite painful for me. And I wrote a piece yesterday that I was actually going to post on Facebook, and that would explain very much why Christmas is very painful to me. And besides the whole Jesus story, and Christmas is a part of Jesus' story, it's kind of a mystery which I am working on to figure out. So I don't want to speak too much on Christmas, and I'm not 100% sure, what it is, what the whole story was about. But this piece I put together yesterday is about the Holy Grail. And well, I'll just get right to it. The Holy Grail. What do you think the Holy Grail is? Is it an object? Is it a person? Well, yes. However, that is the physical aspect to the Holy Grail. Being, is the Holy Grail an object? Is it a person? Well, yes, it is. However, just like anything else, the Holy Grail is basically a concept, a thought, let me continue. However, that is the physical aspect to the Holy Grail, or anything else for that matter, physical and spiritual. The Holy Grail, something pure, something unfiltered, far from the sights or reach, out of the reach of the majority of the people, today, nowadays. That's the idea I get, or we get, when we think about the Holy Grail. Recently I've been going through extreme experiences of being, harassed non-stop to the point of no peace at all. I have been, through an unbelievable loss of privacy. And not only this, the loss of the ability to maintain myself financially. The loss of privacy has been, frustrating, and at many points unbearable, to the point of mental anguish, not having any privacy, and then the harassment on top of it. And while I'm speaking, I'm going through it, and there is like a lashing in my head, a constant bombarding of people speaking, almost like dogs barking. But anyway, this loss of privacy and this constant harassment, this bashing that I've been going through, to the point of mental anguish, extreme mental anguish. First off, we get what we ask for in life, and part of what I'm going through, or what I'm going through, is to get to where I want to be in life, or to achieve what I really desire, like not ask anyone for, but what I really desire, from myself, like through life. And I guess this mental anguish is like just part of it, and well, like however, we get what we want in life, just not how we expect it, and not how we want it. However, we get exactly what we want. The loss of privacy has been a good thing in a major way to me. Yeah, it has been a good thing, and well, this part I'm about to speak about may be difficult. It's difficult for me to speak about this, and it's difficult, more than likely, for a lot of kind-hearted people to listen to this. Accountability, well, the loss of privacy, having people there seeing what you're doing all the time, commenting on what you're doing, literally judging you, like God watching you or something, or the devil, I don't know which one. But anyway, accountability for my actions. With someone watching at all times, it is not possible for me to steal. It's not possible for me to hurt someone physically, or even bully or take advantage of others. Not even in business transactions or work environments, I can't take advantage of anyone. I have to be fair. This situation has forced me to be completely fair. It has been humbling, very humbling, or the other way of putting it, humiliating. Same thing, humbling, humiliating is the same thing, come from the same word, humble, right? So it is the same as looking in a mirror. It's like always seeing yourself. It's like always being aware of what you're doing, always being aware of, okay, I'm doing something negative. You know, people do a lot of negative, but they don't think about it. They just override it with whatever desires else they have. So now it's like the same as looking in a mirror, you know, with this constant bombardment, this kind of harassment. I look at someone with scorn, right, and that scorn comes back to me. I look down on someone and I become like in the same condition as them. Like for example, I would look down on cocaine addicts and I end up like sleeping on the streets at one point among the cocaine addicts, you know. And I had to like really learn their ways and learn how they live and even how they think. And I got to, you know, having conversations with a lot of them. And they reveal themselves, you know, to me. I don't know, like I was one of them at that point, but nowadays it's different. Smokers tend to treat me a whole lot different now. But now when I look down on a smoker, well, I end up sleeping in the streets amongst them, you know. It's that sort of thing that happens when you're constantly being watched or you're on display all the time, you know. It seems the entire public though knows everything I do and everything I'm saying. It's like people know my thoughts though. It's not like one person is looking at my thoughts or 5 people sitting there. It's like everywhere I go, people have knowing stares, and sometimes I even hear people, strangers, anywhere I go conversating about things I did or said in private. It's like amazing. You know, and at the start of what I'm going through, the start of this, it was like crazy. I even smashed up a cell phone thinking my cell phone was bugged. I'm looking in ceilings everywhere for cameras that's monitoring me. It was crazy, but starting to understand it more. I don't understand fully, but I'm getting there, and well, I will share it on the internet. I would love to do that. I want people to know what I'm going through so that it won't happen to them, or that they could become better people in general. But anyways, yeah, the whole public seems to know what I'm doing. It's gotten to the point like they treat me like I'm the child of the entire public. You know, all in all though, everything done to me has changed me into a much better person. I cannot lie, I cannot steal, I cannot cheat, I cannot do, I can only do the best for myself and humanity. You know, this situation has forced me into a point where like it starts like, you know what, hey, people are watching me, let me, you know, don't even pick boogers out of my nose, or I don't know if other people do it, like you're in a bathroom having a shower and you're like, yeah, fuck it, I'm not going into the toilet to take a piss right now, I want piss right here. That kind of stuff. You stop even doing that kind of stuff, right? Much less like, I don't know if you might have done illegal stuff, like you're going to do this stuff and you know someone's watching you. And this has been going on with me for like since 2008, 2009, I would say I started noticing it, and it's 2024 now. So like over 40 years of people constantly, or thoughts of me constantly being aware of everything I'm doing. Like people are watching, and not only they're watching, it increased to where they're commenting on everything now. So now over the years it's gotten worse and worse. So now so I can't lie, I can't cheat, I can't steal, I can't do any of this, and it's over the years it's gotten to the point where, you know, I become like completely, you know, aware and completely just don't do anything negative or do anything illegal, don't do anything like I know that's wrong, immoral first of all. And it's difficult though, but I do it. And I just move the phone because I'm on in a spot someone, you know, not so decent looking is passing, but they up close, they look alright. Someone exercising. Anyways, I'll move on. Why I do this here, these videos, I can't do it where I live. It's frustrating. It's one of the places I'm being watched all the while too, you know. But anyways, I can't, you know, get into anything wrong, and it's like a psychological trait that has developed in me whereby I just can't do this kind of stuff. Anyways, I'll continue. I don't have much friends. I don't have much. It seems sometimes the weather works with me. Like sometimes when I'm sad, it's like the rain falls. So like the weather's my friend even. And of course, ink. You know, I'm very good at ink and writing. I love writing. I love reading stuff. Yeah. But the thing about it that everyone, right? I know, everyone who knows me, decided since childhood they've been doing this to me that I was, too intelligent and like to tell that I'm intelligent. So like if I do something really well or I'm overachieving in school, like the other students, they wouldn't say anything to me. The teachers, they wouldn't say anything, they wouldn't acknowledge me. Like I far surpass the other students in school when it comes to essay writing or biology or certain topics, but the teachers would give the some students, especially females, like passing grades, and they would give me like just below these females, like, and I know my stuff far surpasses theirs even. So like during my entire life, even my parents, like I would literally pass like exams and everything, and my brother and my sister would literally get left back or even get in worse trouble in school, get expelled, and they get rewarded and I get punished over the summer. So it's like this thing has been going on since childhood. People have been doing this to me, whereby I do a church reading, first communion reading, and I get punished, my brother gets rewarded. I do good, I do well, everything, and my little brother breaks something in the house. My dad comes home and he starts whipping me. And my mom is like, why are you doing that? He didn't do anything. Well, I'm punishing him for all the wrongs he's going to do in his entire life. So it's like I pay for all my sins already. But anyways, I grew, right? And that's how I grew up in my family. And that's how the teachers and the students at school teach me. Actually treated me. And then I grew, I'm a grown man, and then, well, I didn't finish high school because obviously for these reasons. Instead of acknowledging my good work, the teachers acknowledged someone else, so I could not finish high school. Anyways, I didn't finish high school, I started working. And the same thing happened, instead of me getting credit for the work I was doing, which I was super talented at, really packaging artboards, producing and packaging artboards at a custom furniture shop. But before that, I had a pizza delivery job in Brooklyn. It was really nice, but the money was kind of small. So I got a little other job with some help from my mom's. And well, that job, I was very good at it. Artboards, canvas, and watercolor papers for artists to paint on. Very nice stuff, supplying mostly universities around the United States and stuff. But anyways, that didn't work out too well either because, well, obviously the credit for what I was doing was going to someone else, and it's like that is the problem where by everything I do, like someone else gets credit for, and I actually get punished. So whatever they do, if they do bad, I get punished for it. I do good and they get rewarded, and that's sort of like what I'm going through and what I went through my entire life. And now I started working, same thing. Everyone decided not to let me know how talented I was, and I soon lost any means of working and earning. Grew, and over the years watched everyone around me become successful at what I work for. Whatever I desired, like I'm working towards it and I can't achieve it, and amazingly, like anybody who I consider my friend, they're achieving it. Anyone like who just interacts with me, they're achieving it. I'm working to buy a car, and the guy who I consider my friend, I'm sitting with drinking beers with, he goes buying a car. I want to like start a business. My neighbor starts a business. Like every single thing I even think of, like I see someone doing it. And I realized recently why this is because no one gives me credit for anything that I do, or no one acknowledges what I do. They try to say, you know what, don't let him understand how good he is. He'll become better, and they now take the rewards. So they got to the point where they don't even do anything, and I achieved so much I could, cover all of them. But anyways, that's what it is. And then eventually, well, I tried so much, and everything I see, well, someone else achieving what I set out to do. And well, I lose the construction kind of thing. I lose this work here or this job there, to the point where I'm in a corner. I'm trying to like find ways of like surviving, not just hustling and making a little change every day, but I'm getting older and older. I'm getting older, and I need some way to provide myself in the long run of just getting up every day and putting my body through extreme pressure and pain. So I'm thinking, I gotta do something, and I can't do it with the construction that's taken away. I can't do it with artboards that's taken away. I can't do it in this or that way. So music, I'm very talented at writing, and I'm very talented at putting songs together. When I'm doing this music, and it's the same thing, I am not getting the credit for my music, and I can't, achieve anything that way. And when this happens, it's like, okay, you take this music from me, and it's like taking away the truth from me. It's like basically taking away the truth. And back to the point. This is, as I mentioned, why I had to change my mindset. I started to think about this music, but I actually thought about this music because my whole mindset changed because all these people, seeing through my eyes, listening to my thoughts, all of this, I'm constantly nagging and nagging. And as I mentioned, this is why I had to change my mindset to not thinking about, selling or trafficking drugs. Because at one point I really wanted to, just traffic drugs and get a lot of money and be successful at it, whatever. But with all of this I went through and all this that people doing, well, it's a benefit to it that, that I realized, I changed my mind about trafficking drugs, I changed my mind about, going around and having sex with as much young girls and attractive women as possible, and not acting on impulses, random impulses to do petty theft or even huge theft. I changed that. Everything that I've been through has changed my mindset into not, thinking of, robbing a bank and just kicking back, or, trafficking huge shipment, or setting up a constant traffic network or something and just living big. All of it has changed my mind about doing that stuff. About having sex with a lot of young girls and grown women, whatever. My mindset towards that has changed, and it hasn't changed because, it does, your mindset doesn't change. This is not what you think. One's mindset doesn't change from, this to that just because they were abused. I didn't change my mindset because I was abused. During all this abuse, I realized, it's because I went through all of this situation. I looked at myself. I looked at everyone around me. I looked at, people doing their little 9-to-5 job because I was in the state of mind like of a gangster, want to prove myself. And I realized I was in a small box in this huge world, on this huge planet, in this huge universe. I was like in this galaxy state of mind, and it's like being in a small box in this huge world. So like my mindset changed not because of the abuse, because I looked at myself, and I looked at myself. I saw myself because I saw like people working, 9-to-5 jobs, regular jobs, support their families. And there are some really courageous people going through like really extreme situations themselves, and then they support their families and go through danger, and they're so brave, and they work diligently and relentlessly, and all most of them ever achieve is just maintaining their family. And it's caused me to look at myself, and it's so many different people this way living like this. And it gets you to thinking like, this kind of state of mind I'm in is not life. It's just a small part of life. There's this guy here, there's these women, there's all kinds. There's, the business world, the political world, the street world. There's so many different aspects to this life. And putting yourself in this one frame of mind, it takes you away from the world. Well, like it took me away from the world. But this situation I've been in, whereby this constant bombarding, it caused me to look at myself how stupid I was, how wrong I was at life. And I had all this knowledge. I went to school, I have all of this. But it's like this mentality prevented me from seeing myself, prevented me from saying, hey, you're good at literature. You know, you have a lot of knowledge, you know a little of, geography, biology. The basics, you're a very intelligent person and you had opportunities a lot of people didn't have. And you have a lot of knowledge and you're not using it. You're doing stupidity and you have the knowledge to do better. So now, this situation has led me to look at myself in that way, and basically, well, there's a lot I could speak about here. I have two more pages actually, and yeah, I'll just compress it because the video is getting quite long. But anyways, my main point, the Holy Grail. Well, okay, consider like, okay, my situation. Everyone refuses to acknowledge me, acknowledge that, okay, this is my work, or acknowledge to me, say to me like, hey, you're doing good work, or hey, your music is great. Everyone refuses that. So that now is withholding the truth from me. And to me, it's a whole lot of people, it's the whole of Guyana participating in this. And who knows the wider world. But my point is, you're withholding the truth completely from me, and because of this, my life is hell. Yeah, it's led me to see myself, it's led me to see society. However, I was able to survive this. I was able to maintain and come out of it because I looked at myself. And the main point is I could read and write really well. And someone who can't, it may be too difficult for them because it helps. But anyways, people withholding this knowledge from me, this truth, it's basically the truth they're withholding from me. And what I consider the Holy Grail to be is the truth, the 100% truth. Like, okay, say the truth is to disappear from the world. Well, what happens? The same thing that's happening to me, how I can't provide for myself. I'm basically a slave to whoever is controlling the situation right now. Basically to who's feeding me. Basically to Mika Richards. Without knowing the truth about myself. Basically I'm a slave. So if the truth is gone from the world is a slave. So if the world does not know who they're getting their knowledge from, who like everything is based on, whose concept, whose ideas, whose thoughts, really shape everything around them. If the world cannot see this person, this one person, then they cannot know the truth. They can't see themselves. So what my point is that, say like, okay, you don't have me anymore. Say I leave from Guyana. Guyana now has withheld the truth from me, but by doing so, they have made me the truth to them. So if their truth, which is me, is gone, well then they can't see or hear, they can't understand anything. They can't, bottom line, they're a slave. This video is kind of painful because, like I said, I'm going through it, and the constant looking, watching what I'm doing is literally voices in my head. And before I started this video, I got a mental beat down with these voices in my head, like this groaning and lamenting female sound like Tamika Richards, bombarding me just when I was thinking of how to present this video. And the reason I'm presenting the video in the first place is just because of one very nice individual. If you know, you know. Yeah, but Merry Christmas, sincerely Merry Christmas. Season's greetings, all the best, yo. Yeah, love y'all. As the first time I said, anyways, peace.